Today at the Rocking W Smokehouse, we're going to be smoking chicken. Juicy, smoky, delicious. Come hang out with us and see how it's done. Hello everyone, welcome to the Rocking W Smokehouse. I'm Mike Williams. Today we're preparing chicken to smoke tomorrow. One of the things that I have found that really helps chicken maintain its moisture when smoking it is doing a dry brine. So today we're going to prepare the chicken, trim it and salt it and put it in a plastic bag, stick it in the refrigerator overnight and then smoke it tomorrow. So let's get started on the chicken. If you're going to work with chicken, you need to get a good pair of poultry shears. They're really handy when you're dealing with chicken, cutting bones or extra skin. This chicken's pretty good. It's fairly well trimmed already, so there's not going to be a lot of trimming that needs to be done. Maybe some of these breasts have some little extra. This one certainly does have some rib meat there that you may want to cut off just to trim it up, make it look nice. Extra skin that's laying around that's going to end up being like rubber anyway. So just trim that off. I always like to use the bone-in breast when I'm smoking chicken. It just seems to hold more moisture and just does a little better than the boneless chicken does. So we're just going to salt the chicken now, both sides. Just using Diamond Crystal's kosher salt. Alrighty, now we'll take a Ziploc bag and put our chicken in there. Really doesn't matter how it goes, it's all going to flop around anyway. Alrighty, we'll put that in the refrigerator overnight and be ready to smoke it again tomorrow. So it's the next day, and now we're going to light the fire, and then we'll season our chicken after it's been soaking in the salt brine overnight. So let's get this party started. So we've got our chicken out of the refrigerator that's been soaking with the salt brine overnight. We'll take it out of our plastic bag. And first thing we're going to do is dry it off. Chicken is a much different cook than a pork butt, ribs, or brisket or anything like that, particularly when it's a cut up chicken. It's a more intense cook. One of the big challenges of cooking cooking chicken with an offset is to try not to end up with rubbery skin. So we do several things to try to counteract this. A lot of the skins come off of this. First of all, we're going to dry off the chicken. Get some of that excess moisture off of it. And then we'll spray the chicken with beef tallow. You can also use duck fat. I happen to have beef tallow on hand, so that's what I'm using. I've used duck fat in the past. It works fine as well. I just am a little more partial to beef tallow. So we're going to get it dried off here. And then another thing that we do to counteract the rubbery skin is on our seasoning, I've added a little bit of baking powder that you can just buy at the grocery store. Just add it to the seasoning, to your seasoning mix. About a tablespoon to what you would use in that, or depending on how much chicken you're going to cook, but about a tablespoon went into this mix here, and we'll make sure that that gets on there as well. Now, one of the things we're going to do is use this little collapsible tub. It's real handy for stuff like this when you're going to season or spray, anything like that. It just allows you to direct your spray a little more and make sure that you don't overspray and make a mess in your wife's kitchen. It's always good to have a little diplomacy going on, you know. You got to have an attaboy once in a while to counteract all those mess ups that we incur. So that should do it. Now, the other thing that we do to counteract the rubbery skin issue is we cook at a higher temperature. We're going to run this offset smoker 300, 325, whereas with a low and smoke cook, it's going to be the 250 range for most things. So that makes this a much more intense cook. It's a shorter cook, but in order to get the flavor we want, along with having the texture that we want, and then we'll cook the breast to around 160 internal temp. We'll let the legs go on up to 175, 180. They've got plenty of moisture in them, but with the breast, if you let them get too cooked, they will be dry as a bath towel, and I just can't do that. So we'll get the fire finished up and get ready, and we'll get these on the smoker. So our smoker's up to temp. Both gauges are running at 300, and we're running hickory wood today to bring that smoke flavor to the chicken. We're going to go ahead and put it on, and we're going to start these breasts in this warming box here. We'll get some smoke on them without getting them too hot too quick. I find that breasts cook a lot faster than the legs will, and if you're not, they're a little thicker, so that you won't get the smoke flavor on them if you put them directly in the smoker. So I'll start them in the warming box, and then we'll transfer them to the smoker in a little bit. It does circulate smoke through there. And we'll put the legs here in the back of the smoker. Alrighty, we'll come back and check them in a little bit and let them soak up some good hickory smoke. All right, so we've been cooking for about 45 minutes or so now, and we're going to go ahead and take the breast out of the warming box and put them directly in the smoker on the grid. And we'll also turn the legs. Again, I have turned them once already just to get some various aspects of the chicken and different sides of it exposed to more smoke. So we'll do that now. So we've got the warmer box. You see the smoke coming out of there as we and it does run about 150 degrees in there. We'll cut the heat going off in here, and we'll turn this back up a little bit so the smoke comes out the top. Legs are coming along nicely, getting some color to them. Still running temp 300 or better. Has gone up a little bit, close to 350, which is fine. That doesn't bother me a bit, but we're running mostly around 325. We'll probably run this for a little bit. Now I'll get the instant read thermometer out and we'll temp them, kind of see where we are. So we're about an hour into the cook. Let's go ahead and temp the chicken with our instant read thermometer to see where we're at on our internal temperature. We'll start with the legs because they've been in the heat the longest. 180, 180, 177. 180. They're good. They're ready to come off. Breasts are a little behind it as I expected because of the, they're just in that 150 range, so they'll be ready shortly. But we're going to go ahead and take these legs off. We'll put them in an aluminum pan, cover it with foil, so it can be steaming a little bit and making it a little more tender and juicy, and we'll go from there. So let's get these legs off. I want to talk about the internal temperature that we're cooking this chicken to. If you go by the recommended temperatures, it'll tell you for poultry 175. But if it gets there for just an instant, okay? That means it has to be at that temp just for a short period of time for it to kill the bacteria. And we don't want to make anybody sick, that's for sure. Certainly not from any kind of bacteria. But you can also have it at a lower temperature for a longer period of time being held at that temperature. And there's always going to be a carryover when you're cooking on an open fire like this. The hotter the temperature, we're running at 300, 325 today, the more carryover you're going to get than you would say on a 225, 250 cook. Because it's holding that heat, it's building that mass in it, so it's going to take it longer period of time to release it. So you can cook it to 160. I think technically you could go as low as 157 or 8 and have it at that temperature for at least a minute, and it would still be safe to eat. You don't have to worry about bacteria. But at 160 and the carryover, wrapping it with aluminum foil so that it holds that heat in around it, it's going to stay in there for a period of time that'll make it safe, and you don't have to worry about it, and it won't be a dry piece of chicken. So that's the main thing. As you can tell, daylight is leaving us. It's quickly getting dark. Our breasts are approaching the 160 temperature. We'll get them off in just a minute, and then we'll put them inside in the aluminum pan, cover them with foil, let them sit on the counter for about 15 minutes to rest, and then we'll look and see what we've got. So we've got our chicken that has been sitting on the counter, resting and covered with foil for about 15 or 20 minutes now, and we're going to see what we've got. So this is what we have here. I have a breast and a leg that both came off the grill just a little while ago. This it's got good grill marks on it, nice smoke. You can see the pink color in the meat there that indicates it's taken on a good bit of smoke. And we'll see what kind of juice we got. Still see a lot of moisture there in it. Not a dry piece of chicken. I think it'll be pretty tasty. I'm personally a dark meat man, but you can always count on it being good and juicy. And you can see the pink went all the way down to the bone. So it smoked throughout it. And let's get a little sample here, see what we have. Certainly can taste the smoke flavor. Juicy, not overpowerful with the seasoning, and that's what I really like, is for the meat flavor and the smoke flavor to be stronger than the seasoning. Just the seasoning should complement it, not overshadow it. So I would say this is a success. This is the way we normally cook chicken, with dry brine. If you'll try that, I think you'll really be happy with the results. Cooking the chicken at a higher temperature, particularly if you're an offset smoker, if you're in a direct heat smoker or a grill, then obviously it's going to be at a higher temp and cook faster and have a crispier skin. Even the skin on this, while it's not going to be as crispy as it would be on a direct heat, or even like frying wings or something like that, it's still not a rubbery piece of meat, chicken skin there, and it can be chewed very easily. So that's it for this episode with the Rockin' W Smokehouse. Just, if you would, give me your comments in the comment section below, what you like, what you'd like to see done differently. Also, if you've got some ideas about what you would like to see us do at Rockin' W Smokehouse. Would like to also let you know we've got a lot of good things coming up. Got some sides that we're going to do, some other things. So, and even talk about some of the not fun work that has to be done if you have an offset smoker. So stay tuned with us. Come hang out with us again at Rockin' W Smokehouse. I'm Mike Williams.